Okay, 95.1 Nigeria Info, your number one talk radio station of the nation. Yes, okay. This is welcoming you to the second segment of the show. And on this segment, we'll be doing a live. Yes, so just in case you want to take a peep to know what's going on in the studio, you may have to join us on YouTube, Nigeria Info Abuja. Okay, and on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. So follow us on Instagram, Nigeria Info FM Abuja, on Twitter at Nigeria Info ABJ. Okay, that's Deborah Ohamara. And let's have an easy conversation. So, something brewing, and it made this yesterday, so I'll be picking it from the cable newspaper. And, the information is that the House of Representatives has asked the federal government through the National Director of Employment to develop a database to track the employment status of graduates and members in the country. So the lawmaker said that the database is essential for evidence-based seeking and tackling unemployment. Okay, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, of Labor and Employment, the Ministry and Humanitarian, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, and disaster and social development, and so on, to the workable plan that would ensure comers are retained in their places of primary assignments for a year after their mandate youth service year. So the intention is to allow graduates to find employment opportunities. Upon getting to hear this information, seeing this report, you may be compelled to smile immediately. Don't you so? Have no reason but to smile and believe that this is something good. Now, for those people who planning to go for their service, the hope of not getting ejected immediately. So 1 year, you just know that it is time to say goodbye. But suggestion, right? This idea aimed ensuring that after your 1 year, establishments that accepted you for that 1 year are expected to also keep you, right, for another 1 year. Well, good idea, right? But there also would be a lot of questions to be answered in this regard. Now, for the next 1 year, how much would this members be paid? You know how much some PPAs would pay, right? Some pay as little as 3,000 naira. Yes, as little as that. So they continue. Will these core members have finally done their copy and retained by this PPAs? Are you paying them amount of money, whatever amount of pegged for NYSC, for core members? Or will there be a review by this establishment, an upward review of stipend that they give core members? That is the question. Now, another one would be, upon completion of a service year, are these core members further compelled to remain in this establishment against their will? So what's the possibility of flexibility in this regard? So if there's a suggestion, what would make it able? Because we have had ideas like this come and go, and implementation actually becomes we have loads of ideas that have been out by intelligent brains, but implementing these ideas have become a problem. And we would not want a situation as this would be an injunction without exploring every other area or angle. What if we wake up one morning and we hear that, okay, it's now a piece of legislation, it's now been made law that after a core member on serving in an establishment, the person expected to still remain there for an extra year, with the establishment upon, a person gets a job. So what's real flexibility like? Youths are compelled to remain there, or will they leave upon getting a better employment? And the establishment, would it be compulsory that they keep this core members in mind? So if it is going to be compulsory, then we will be having another issue rearing its ugly head. That will be the fact that having blockade, if I should put it that way, because if you already have core members on ground, then it means For the some years that NYSC would be sending out core members, you may not have places of primary assignment to fix them into. So if establishments have already been filled and positions there are now held for another 1 year, right? So what, where would be the space for other core members? So is it an issue that should be approached or further pursued? Is it going to work? Or will this be reason for a reduction in the degree of unemployment that we are suffering? So would this further be an avenue for job creation? Now, how many... We have establishments and even government parastatals that will tell you they've not been employing. Also, they have enough hands. And with technology, we seem to have reduced work that should be done. So rather than have someone who would be pushing files here and there, we have the computers, we have the office assistants in online that can do that for us. So do we even have, those openings here and there, enough of them anymore? Now, if the core members, right, if the core members in question finally decide to quit, will there be, not many people served where they would have naturally wanted to serve. So if I do not want to serve in or work for an extra year in my PPA, right, should I? And will this not further be reason why some people, the man no man thing that has been quote unquote trending in Nigeria, if this has become the thing, do you not think that many people would rather be walking their relatives, friends and family members to specific areas because there is assurance of retainership, of retaining them for 1 more year? Also, what are your thoughts regarding this issue? Do you think it's a welcome development? Do you think it's a welcome idea? And are there any issues surrounding this that you would rather point out or pick out? Let's have an easy conversation. Talk to me on 080-959-74869, okay? Or 080-999-30137, okay? Send me messages to 080-999-30137. That's the WhatsApp portal. Let's talk. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, David. My name is Omasani. I'm calling you from Usetu now.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
You see, it's a brilliant idea. But let me tell you something. I don't trust Nigeria government. Even if they implement this thing, they are going to use only their family members and their children there. The poor masses, they will let them. That is how we are. That is the kind of government that we have in this country. They will always talk. But when the thing even happen, they will let the poor masses, the people that suffer and go to the school, they will let them at the back and use the real people who know person, just like you say, file will be going up and down. Look at all this ministry, Federal Airline Revenue, the CBN, all these places. Do you ever see poor man picking there? The only poor man that you see there is just by the grace of God is there. It's just by the grace of God. Is former minister, former governor, former president, former this is there. They are the one that pull all these very places. They'll come and leave us doing a VIO work. We the poor man. I don't throw Nigeria government. That's the idea. But if they implement it, the poor masses will not.
Yes. So wait, another question would be: if they finally implement it, what is the possibility of getting new members now to fill in, or will we be doing the service thing? You remember we have batch A, batch B, and the rest. So these batches, YSC would churn out core members from. Would be will they be funded? How do you further extend or enlarge these establishments to accommodate them if you're keeping them for more than a year? Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Thank you, Mike. God bless you. God bless last caller. Continue where it's up. And
Sir.
I want to ask a question and want the whole Nigeria to listen to this and I want to answer. Maybe the answer today. This Saturday will be calling. you telling me that there is no day anybody in this country? And today, you will not hear that people go out from NMPC, CBN. Only they will tell you to come and recruit people. It's only in military. But the rest, all this place where there's money, custom, all the Nigerian Port Authority, you will not, doesn't mean people did not retire there. You will not hear that they are looking for work. And today, this thing that you ask, Lord, that the government is trying to bring, it will not. I took a copper to somewhere close to Transcorp. I don't want to be agency.
Okay.
Could you believe it's so for I waited. They are telling those who are with themselves, they don't know where to do them. Copper is ready, just want to serve. You know, without your education never complete. You get your letter. You get in the NYS. He's begging them that where can she just for 1 year. I took her there. They said there is no space for.
All right, thank you so much.
Why did they tell us? Those who retire each ministry, it's also let other people replace them. We don't hear any replacement. Right. You understand? Don't believe you will hear replacement.
All right. Thank you.
It's not thank you.
All right, I appreciate you. Another caller here. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Auntie Debbie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mommy Z. I'm watching online. You are wearing blue top. Look beautiful. Don't worry. When the ministerialist will go out together, I'll take your name is there. Minister of Buhari report. On the issue of members. Those days, in fact, in rural area, appreciate, we love comment, respect, hey, copper, baby, copper, this, they wash your settings for you. This is so because most of them wish they had the opportunity, but some didn't have the opportunity. But most of us would prefer to come to see Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt. Now, these cities come with their own challenges. One of the major problems we have here in Abuja, we have to do with condition. The moment you go more in that camp, start hanging around. Now, let's go straight to your question on the issue of retaining a core member. Debbie, you only retain core members that are outstanding. Remember, there's this policy today that core members should not stay in so area. Yet, because it's not, you have very few core members who have the opportunity, they have the that are serving in certain areas they are not allowed to. Now, just as I said, everybody learn to be outstanding in whatever you do. Because if you are an everyday person, they will not retain you. Would you retain somebody that doesn't come to work? Would you retain a ghost core member? But I think there's a need to restructure this issue of core members. Core members in Abuja, they are suffering. To area councils, you tend to teach and the cultural area and what have you. Nobody is assisting them. If you come, I may not be hungry you. But my core members is please always be ahead of your mates. When it's time to retain, they will retain. That's the best way of getting this means of getting job. I was retained as a core member, so I know what it means.
All right.
Nobody will know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you on that. Let's take this one. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Debbie.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Debbie.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Oh dear. Sorry about that call back. And while Mommy Z was saying, I was just thinking of something. We seem to improve the level of employment, right? And would want to add more people. But there are agencies, many departments, agencies that have openings, but you would not hear them. Yes, so I may be compelled to add a little to this, but do not come after me. It is said that you have these various ministries that they would have opens and job opportunities are there, but wouldn't be an advertising. So way back, we used to see people who would go queue in newspaper stands just to out job opportunity being printed on newspaper page. Right now, is it still so? So we have cases where even core members go to these ministries, they serve ministries, and they leave. Some even are good at what they were doing. But when they leave, I have heard someone complaining to me, they had a core member who was able to fill it up. The person left, but the director had to bring his brother's son, to fill in that space, and they do another training in this regard. So are we doing rightly? That's a job, additional jobs, and ensuring that we have new graduates given the opportunity to take these jobs. Do not forget the issue 3 years experience, 5 years experience, and the newbies or the greenhorn not given the opportunity to give it. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello?
Hi.
Good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Colin.
Okay. Oh dear, I'm sorry, Collins. Okay, so I'll take this call, read the messages, and in a while, let's say in about 3 minutes, we'll be going for some commercials. But let's take this messages. This one here is a delectable Debbie. Still Nigerian women that Falcons have just beaten co-host Australia 3-2 to have a possible breaking the World Cup quarterfinal. Oh, jinx! Yeah, Banky, thank you. I appreciate it for celebrating us. And another person in this idea will not work. They should reform NYSC in such a way that this a year service should be skills acquired program, while grants would be given at completion of service. This legislation not work, and that's from Ito Abdullahi. Thank you. This one here saying, hello, Nigeria Info Ragasa from Kochigoro Airport Road. I want to thank God for our super fans for making us smile. Oh, thank you so much. Let's move on to what we're talking about. Atta Eyes says, okay, yeah. Hi, appreciate it. And we have another here. Glad to tune into Nigeria for again since February. I miss you. Oh, Chris, we missed you too. Thank you for sending a message. Debbie, I don't think that comments there would be problems, will bring problems to MDs. Okay, so let's read it the way you wrote it. I don't think that there will be problems to MDAs to retain comms for 1 more year. It is coming as a piece of legislation from the Assembly. What that means is MDAs would now have to expand their annual budgetary provision, as will be backed by the law of the National Assembly to pay their salaries for the 1 year, and so stated. In all, that would be a good policy in the right direction for starters, and make other attempts in the future possible employment. ABJ Patrick sends in, but I do not think of legislation is centered or is directed at MDA only. Do not forget that members also, get a time with private employees. But we'll be back after the break. Stay 95.1 Nigeria Info.
My name is Elder Emma Okoro. I'm interested in rebuilding my nation, and so I have to join the beginning of cleaning of the environment. The environment here is totally filthy and unhealthy for our people. So when Mayor Fati decided Abuja should come out, I decided to join because it's for the good of our people, our children, our wives, and our families. That's why I'm part of this group. That I'm part of those who have started the journey to rebuild Nigeria.
You're wondering, well, my name is Fortune, the mayor of the FC, and I am excited about this initiative. I believe it's going to be a big one. This is the first of many who are coming to your area very soon. So we expect you to come out. We expect you to put your hands on the plow. It's high time to stop complaining. Let's get something done. If the government is refuse to do it, or they are too overwhelmed because they can't do everything, let's do what we can do. Them accountable for the rest. It's not about everybody. It's about pull, come to the
Nothing beats me. I can it's morning on Nigeria and Nigeria. It's a split flash. As big for this and is the matter to be. The other is to find what's going on in Nigeria and be again. Let's talk. That's the point.
Hello, I need to have to describe everything my 5 Nigeria. How to Nigeria Joseph can hear that. What
I keep my sunny side up. So they get from both sides. No running for love, no side up. So they see from above. I keep my sunny side up. Is the love of people and excited for let's see.
Okay, now Nigeria info. We have some breaking news here, and I know it is of great importance to you. So just take a listen. The Senate has presented the ministerial list, and I have the names here. I would be reading the names out to you. So Abubakar Mohan, Yusuf Maita Tuko, Ahmed Ogiwa, Atu Musawa, Uche Naje, Dr. Betta, Dr. Doris Uzoka, Nyesom Wike, Mahad Badaru, Nasir Elai, Ekpukbe Ekpo, Nkiru Onyejocha, Olubumi Oje, Stella Okotete, Uju Onaneye, Lo, Goronyo, Alake, Latif Femi, Muhammad Idur, Olawale Edu, Wahi Adebayo, Adelakun, Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, Professor Ali Pate, Joseph Usen, Bakar Kiari, Eno Sani Dankadi. These are the names you'll soon be getting familiar with, and we are bringing you reports regarding the portfolios they would be holding, the ministries in question that they would be in chain as time goes on our broadcast. Okay, so go ahead, our conversation as Newsbreak will bring you up speed reading these issues. Also, we've been saying the issue of the NYSC. Should we further do an extension after the service year? Many departments, agencies, and private agencies or organizations for year compelled to still an extra 1 year. What's the possibility of employing them or absorbing later on after giving them a year full hope? What next? Look, hello. Turn down the volume on that radio, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you. My name is Sofian.
Oh, you're welcome.
I think the question I wanted to ask you also question, because to me, after what happens to them?
Exactly.
That's my question. Yeah. So, but does it mean that after the wine internship, then you also let them go into the Nigeria job market as part of the unemployed youth? What about the club member that will be coming in then? So I think it's not our politicians, our leaders in this case, they are not finding a solution to our problem. It's more like a quick approach to situation on ground. We're not just handling situation. Actually, done better.
All right, much. So it's more like putting them on hold, just like a freeze. So you're done with your year, we'll freeze you again for 1 more year and possibly give you small stipend so you do not call you unemployed and you fall on that category. Also, after that year, if you don't get employed, then I shift you, fine. We will try for you for 1 year. Okay, good afternoon to you.
Afternoon.
Yes, you're warm. Tell me my location.
Okay, my name is Luca. I'm calling from Ita.
Welcome.
For me, I don't think that's a long-lasting solution to the problem of unemployment.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as every institution has introduced kind of entrepreneurial skills for students across undergoing various courses, there'll be a pool that can be made accessible to these youth corpers even before they're dead. Because in most cases, even then, when you bring them to some of these MDRs for their youth corpers, mostly they engage them on, they give jobs, they overwork them. How much are they paying now? That year, what is that? Some people want permanent accommodation. They want to make these things to be more, at least so that the student will be productive, to be like a win-win all for students and the country. There should be a pool of money that NYC graduates, those that are graduates, have access to, those that want to go into entrepreneurship.
All right.
So that they can just start off their life like that, not be waiting to put them in another place another 1 year.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Well, the National Youth Scheme at some point, I would say, during the appearance, right, was, easier and better experience because we had less graduates at the time. So when you're planning, there is the data able to manage, the portion you're able to manage. But right now we have graduates everywhere. As a matter of fact, not all graduates, these universities end up going for, experience. Right? So those are above 30 not get to serve. So we have many grants in this regard. And most times even work in offices where they end up becoming errand boys or girls. When the staff would want some potatoes, they want some watermelon, they call on you, you go buy and you come back. And maybe you were marking to praying to leave. And they tell you to stay again for 1 year. I want to know, is it going to be a compulsory addition? So you've not gotten a job, you stay. Is it optional? And if it is up, do not forget we still have organizations that will tell core members that they are not going to. Yes. So while I was posted to such an organization, yes, that told me, we're going to pay. And at some point, I had to find a way around it to go to where I got paid 3,000 naira. And that 3K was insignificant. Yes, I promise. So what do you think? Will this go a long way in helping or in checking the unemployment region? Or do you think it would be unnecessary, on the effort in the first place? We have some callers here. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Say again. Hello? Oh, good afternoon to you.
Hello? Hello?
Nigeria. Tell us, Cinema, where you're calling from.
My name is Sunday. I'm calling from...
Okay, let's talk.
All right. I just come on board anyway. But I'll get what the story is all about.
Okay.
My question is a welcome development if you ask me. Because as long as it's not positive, as long as they are kind of not trying to squeeze them in there, which is voluntary. If you are staying with us for the 1 year, fine. If we have changed yourself elsewhere, good job elsewhere, fine. If you think you can go on your own self-made type shift, fine. So that 1 year is given to also create what they think they can do for themselves. Understand?
Really?
For me, it's very, very good.
Okay.
Very good. So any youth comment that is serving, 2 years, let me just say 2 years is enough for you to even save a lot of money and start off something else.
So a lot of money would be saved from where?
Hello?
Yes. Where was saving the money from? Is it from the pay that they receive and from the federal government as a land? Or would it be from any amount of money they are getting for the establishment that they are attached? Save money. Which of the money is now?
I mean, saving... I think they will pay salaries now.
Okay, so they give allowances, flat allowance of 30,000 naira. You pay your way in that TK. Considering now, the situation of things now, with a 617 naira increase, at the end of the month, will that pay be remaining for them to even have any save?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
Life is flexible.
Oh, great.
If you want to make 30K available and more than enough for you. It's all charging. But if you think that 100,000 naira is even enough for you to cut up a period of 1 month or less than, that is for you. Life is amendable.
Great.
So if you have anybody who support, who you think is there for you, it may not set around, it may not be enough for you. So, but if you know where it comes from and know where you're going and know what they have in your front, we think that's enough for you.
I like your idea of IFA.
We wish government can do something better in regards to workers' salary, because that is something that's supposed to be in front of our government.
Okay.
Because
thank
you.
Can't
ask me, you can't say, okay, let's say, for example, from village, and somebody from Sule going to Abuja to work, and they're spending 1,000 naira or more than 1,000 naira a day. I think it's close to impossible.
All right.
To save people from that salary, I think.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your comment. Okay, I have another here. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Appreciate
Hello.
Yeah. So can you please hold on? I would have to do this. Yes.
Okay. Can I go on?
Please.
So, yeah, my name is Emmanuel Omani from Cuba.
Welcome, sir.
I wanted to jump on the lap, but he now corrected him towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Transport alone is enough. What is 30,000 naira? That, even to put on your phone to know what is going on in the world, how much is it? So it's just, for you to save 1,000 naira, you would deny yourself certain things. It's close to not living. And you have to eat to stay alive. So if you only bread and nuts, is that trying to save and then you will not eat food? Then you will incur another reason that more than 30,000 will this. Everybody will just, themselves some many things. And that is the tragedy of our country. The poor masses need themselves some quality life, while at the top are living extravagant life. No, I just don't know.
All right, thank you.
Meanwhile, let me congratulate the Small Falcons. They are wonderful team.
All
yeah,
right.
I was some part of the game.
All right, bye. Thank you so much. I would this call now, then bring more information shortly. Hello. Good afternoon to you.
How you doing?
Thank you. Let's talk. What do you think?
This is your brother from Mother.
Oh,
you know now.
Welcome, brother.
You know now. This is good man.
Oh, good to you.
Baby, NL Labour Congress go to embark on strike, right?
That's not what that's not the concentration. What we are talking about, right?
Okay, what is the concentration?
Okay, please, if you could listen. You just take a listen, right? And call back. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon to you. This is call me back. Yeah? Call back. So I have some messages on Facebook. Let's pick these. Paul Shayefumi says it will really reduce unemployment if only old ones in the system give way. So like the man who was saying that they'll have politicians who have been there, from way back, still, vying for one political position or another. So if they would have the newbies in charge of governance as well. Okay. This one here is saying, good afternoon, Debbie. It will raise the number of unemployment, but government have to rethink about it. We don't want action. So we do not, right? Our leaders always thought they think, how on earth such I would work? What happens to the subsequent grant? Okay. And we have here on Facebook still saying, a long way, you never can tell. All right, let's see this one. Neme Sokoro on WhatsApp says, Debbie, let's answer your question in two folds. The issue of retaining the corpers for extra year, let it know while government and the pay management can scale up or continue in the monthly allowance they get the core members. Fine. To stop this mad rush and juicy MDAs, government through the RMFAC unify and harmonize all salary government MDAs with all exception to security agencies faced with risk to life or body harm as occupational hazards in the course of work. And I agree with you in this regard, right? Also, if everyone receive an equal pay, the ability of ensuring that everyone would stay put where we are at. Okay. Good afternoon, Debbie. The NYSC is scrapped. The graduates should be some cash to start up some business from Aliu in Garkida. You know what? Not everyone would agree in this regard because there are people who are wishing and praying to the kaki. So it's not gotten anyone wearing it in their families before. They would tell you that it shouldn't be scrapped, right? Okay, let's see this other one here. I agree with the callers. We don't run a workable system in Nigeria. This proposition is dead rival. Collins from Maitama sent that in. Okay, and this other person here says, Auntie Deb, nice show going on. Please, issue is on the antimatter. I want to know if I can eat intestine, cow head, and so on. Well, you never can tell what that animal may carry. So just go on it. If you must, then do proper cooking. Right. Thank you. Also, let's go. Talk to me on 80959 74869 or 080993017. Hello. Good afternoon. Hi.
Thank you. This is Sunday calling back.
Okay, welcome. Let's talk.
I just want to add to what I said earlier. So, my addition to that is that what I mean that does not mean that they have to do something in the area of salary structure, because that is my focus. Because if the government thinks salary naira is enough for common in Nigeria, it's not true. It's not true, because as a businessman, I know what would they suffer to want to go just from here to Gogolada, for example, to pay a lot of money. What used to be 250, 300, 1,000 plus. You go come back. So 30,000 naira is not enough for body in Nigeria now, even though it's a child.
But then who said it is? It depends on how you clothe your coat, rather.
Actually,
yeah.
Exactly. I understand, because that's just like I said before. Life is adjustable. Life is just it's just like a lamp. If you want to hide the volume of your lamp, you shine brighter. Fine. I remember the more the lamp shine brighter, you consume oil. Understand? When it seems lower, it becomes a little bit dull. But the amount of oil or kerosene, understand? So that's sometimes how I attribute life.
Okay.
But that does not mean that we wish to apply like that.
All right.
Who wants to manage to eat a square instead of 3 square?
Thank you.
Who wants to do one instead of 4? So everybody wants to enjoy as much as he can.
I appreciate you.
The money government, anyone spend for man, like stock. It's more than enough in Nigeria to feed in 1 month. The money politicians spend for in dog in 1 day. It's more than enough for it to be a common man to eat.
Well, if you have a dog, it's okay to dog properly. There's no problem with that. Animals not worthless.
I don't see the problem in feeding animals. But the life of animal, is it the life of a human being?
Well, life. I have to let you go. Let's not go into debate now, but I have to let you due to time. Okay. Thanks so much. There are people who object to that animal angle of the conversation, but let's talk. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, Shulat.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Debs.
Well, let's talk. What's your view on the matter?
Debs, in all sincerity, they have adjusted, tightened the bed, changed the hook to swap. Then, on daily basis, I consume more than 7 times diabetes. That is even now I'm not a good place again. I don't go to my normal movement. I push my way to the last. This is the I can do. You know, consume fuel of over 7 every day.
Okay. Yes, so we are talking about the issue of NC. I hope you were with us, right?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, all right. So I have to let you go now. But let's read all the messages and we can wrap on the segment of the show. I think I can squeeze call, right? Yes. This one here is saying Nigeria, the issue of Monday sit at home. Okay, just dropped a message without knowing what we're talking. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, my name is Caleb from Kubwa.
Okay, welcome. Let's talk.
What we're talking about now. Firstly, most offices don't follow the letter given to core members. Most of the letters, they are to be treated like a staff, including the way they are being paid. For example, myself, when I Rivers State, I worked as a studio manager, go to work every single day. Wasn't paid throughout my youth. I'm supposed to be paid what staffs are being paid at 33K. At least in a month, they can be receiving something, saving from it. I don't know how much. It just depends on where their location is and how their expenses is. Other initiative of want to stay another year, it is not going to be good because there are a lot of people outside waiting. There are people who have waited are waiting for their school to even set them free before going for service. Yeah. Just imagine that crowd, now different from the crowd that is in NYSC and then the one that are just waiting to stay one other extra year. So the initiative not really work that well. And that is for that. Most of the politicians and some office holders that retire after holding some certain terms in politics. Be best that way. Okay. Because you find somebody that has been since 40 years, the person is still there doing what?
All right. Thank you. A lot of sense, but I have to let you go due to time, right? We need to wrap up the segment of the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Considering the number who have commented on the segment of the show, I think we've not really had a lot of people who gave thought to this idea. And the issue of data and having information of individuals really needs to be looked into. So if we have people who are beyond retirement age and still readjusting their ages, it is because information was not gotten and safely, for it to be utilized. So we need a movement. Yes. So when people die, they should be replaced. When people get retired, they should have placement and a due one, not a man-on-man, no-man basis. But that's the much we can take on segment of the show. We'll be bringing you more interesting segments as the show goes on in the coming hour. Deborah Ohamara, thank you for listening and also joining us live Facebook and on YouTube. I'll be back with more after